Oh, hey y'all, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in to this debut episode of the Ozark Powler channel. You'll find me on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram. Hopefully I'll move on to some other platforms pretty soon, but for now, I'm just kind of happy where I'm at. Now, you may be wondering, what's the point of this channel? I mean, it's just another dumb redneck out there talking about guns, gear, just crap like that. There's already a million of those channels out there. Well, you're right. There's quite a few of them, easily a couple thousand of them, the ones that haven't been kicked off of the various platforms yet. And basically, to clarify, my reason for making this channel is very simple. I want to educate people. I just started CCW instructor classes here in Missouri. I've been a lifelong aficionado of firearms, everything to do with tactical gear, tactics in general. Outdoorsmanship. Of course, I like to hunt. I pursue deer, turkey, pretty much anything with four legs and fur or feathers. If there's a permit for it, I'm out there and I'm after it. Now, one of the biggest things I want to do with this channel is mainly educate people who are new to the world. People that are just getting into the firearms world, just getting into the tactical world. There were millions upon millions of new firearms and owners coming out of 2020 and especially 2021 and now going into 2022. People that saw the chaos and turmoil of the last few years and thought, you know what? Maybe this prepping tactical thing isn't as stupid as I maybe thought it was. Maybe it's time for me to actually go out, get a firearm, get some gear, learn how to protect myself, my community, my family, pretty much anyone that I love or care about. And that's good. I've seen many, many people like that. I've seen many of them out at the range, at the tactical classes, at the classes that I take, just out in the woods or out at the range training with my buddies, out in the woods hunting, anywhere in general. I've had many, many conversations with people who are just getting into this stuff, and unfortunately they really don't know what they're doing. Now, this is not a bad thing. There's a huge difference between being ignorant, as in uninformed, and just flat out not knowing what you're doing. And I've seen a lot of channels on YouTube, on Rumble, on all these platforms, and they're great guys, don't get me wrong. And guys like, let me think of a couple. James Yeager, Tactical Response, Warrior Poet Society, Garand Thumb, Executive Outcomes, T-Rex Arms, Lucas Bodkin is awesome. I could go on and on and on and on. The biggest problem I see with most of those channels, though, is most of them are military veterans, which is awesome. Utmost respect for the veterans. You guys rock and roll. If it hadn't been for my freakishly high arches, I would have happily been one of you, but I digress. And that's a great thing that so many veterans and tactical aficionados out there trying to educate the general public on the ways of tactical what have you. Only problem with that is they always approach it from a military standpoint, from a military viewpoint, and they assume that everybody knows exactly what they're talking about, knows exactly what they're trying to show them, be it firearms, be it gear, be it plate carriers, pouches, optics, what have you. This is sort of a channel for the newbies, as I said, and I'm actually getting ready to launch a series of videos I'm going to entitle Gear for Dummies. Now, Gear for Dummies, it's just like those old books that we all saw back when we were in high school, This or That for Dummies, Electricians for Dummies, Politics for Dummies, whatever. And I want to teach people how to do basic things that a lot of people just don't know how to do who do not have that military background. I myself am a civilian. I had to learn all of this from scratch. A lot of the people I work with, they're either civilians, former law enforcement that weren't that heavy into the gear. Even some military guys don't know a whole lot about this. Maybe they weren't in an active combat unit. Maybe they didn't see combat service, and that's nothing wrong with that. Some of these videos are going to focus on things like how to set up your rifle, what is a plate carrier, what is a chest rig, how to weave things into MOLLE. That's a big thing that I see all the time. I don't know how many times I've been on the range, whether it be I instructing or a member of a class or just training with the buddies, and I see people go to grab a magazine, and the point of the pouch is to have a place to pull the magazine out. The pouch is not supposed to go with it. And almost as bad whenever you see things that aren't woven into the MOLLE properly. Like here on my plate carrier, I have these elastics. If I yank that magazine out, notice how that magazine didn't move, or that pouch rather didn't move, because it's woven in there. A lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of people don't know which mags to choose. Should I load them with 30? Should I load them with 28? Should I load them with 25? Do I even need 30 round magazines? Now, just on a side note there, it's absolutely stupid that some states have laws that ban you from owning these, and these are standard capacity magazines. This is what the military uses. This is what everyone who has ever used a AR-15/M4 platform weapon from the 1960s onward has ever used. I don't get it, but oh well. Another subject I'm planning to touch on, battle belts. Are they great? Are they awesome? How should I set one up? Do I need one? What should I put on it? Things of that nature. As you can see, I have mine set up pretty well here, and I'll be making a video about this pretty soon. Some other subjects I intend to broach. Things like airsoft. As you notice, I have some airsoft myself. I love airsoft. It is a great training tool. You can actually go out, wear your actual kit, not your actual ammo. They kind of frown upon that. But you can wear your actual real-world kit out to the airsoft range, as long as you have an airsoft rifle and the appropriate BBs and you've sighted it in, all that good stuff. You can actually train in a dynamic, actual real-world environment where you are simulating really the closest thing to active combat that you can get outside of a military or law enforcement setting, where you have the really high-dollar training ammo, like the simunitions, where you can achieve almost real-world ballistic capability, and of course not die. And it's really fun. You get a workout. I always sweat my back off every time I go out there. I have a lot of fun, meet a lot of good people. I even have found some new people to train with. It's pretty fun, actually. But more on that later. Now, a few other things a few other things I plan to talk about. What kind of guns should I buy in the first place? Do I even need a tactical rifle? Do I need a tactical handgun? Do I need to go with a 1911? Do I need to go with a Glock? Do I need to go with an AR-15? Maybe I just want to go old school and rock one of these bad boys. This is one of my personal favorites. And of course, for all the internet RSOs out there, yes, this is empty. This is just one of my favorite handguns. I've had this since my time in Tombstone, and I love these things. You really cannot beat a good single-action big-bore revolver for an all-around packing pistol if you're out in the woods, on the range, on the trail, if you're hiking, doing some big game hunting. But again, I digress. Now, of course, everybody wants to talk about the cool stuff, meaning these bad boys. And again, yes, safety checked. Now, maybe wondering, should I get a rifle like this? And if I do, how should I set it up? What kind of optic do I want? What kind of attachments do I want? What kind of rail should I get? What kind of light should I get? These are questions I get all the time from people whose hearts are very much in the right place, who really want to get out there, really want to get that training, really want to rock and roll, really want to go out there and do what us tactical guys like to do. But unfortunately, they're ignorant. They're uninformed, misinformed. And these are not bad things, by any stretch of the imagination. If you are uninformed about something, the best thing you can do is either ask somebody who knows more than you do, or seek out the knowledge so that you yourself can learn how to better do that thing. It does not matter what it is. I like to compare it to, let's say, a factory job, of which I've had many. First day at work, you don't know squat. My first day on the factory floor, I did not know how to do a damn thing. I was messing up left and right. I was the slowest guy on the line. People were complaining that I was costing them time, which cost them money. But after my first month, second month, first year, I'm rocking and rolling like it's nobody's business. It's second nature to me. The same thing goes for this stuff. First time you get into it, you're going to fail. There's going to be mess-ups. You are going to go through so many iterations of rifle setup, gear setup. Maybe you want to do it old school and just rock a tactical vest. Maybe you don't want a plate carrier or a chest rig. Then maybe later on, if you've got some training, you've got some experience with that gear, you think, you know what, maybe I do want a plate carrier. I want something a little better. Or, you know, this thing, I just don't like that on my rifle. I'm going to take that off. You know what, I really don't like this optic. I mean, a red dot is great, but I want a scope. Everybody's rocking scopes now. You know, that's stock. It was good. I really love it, but it could be better. There's some better stuff out there. I'm going to try that. Slings. Slings, definitely one of the most important things. Again, rifle to come. How every combat or home defense rifle should be SLO. S-L-O, that is. Sling, light, optic. But again, I digress. Video to come. So folks, if you're looking for some knowledge on how to get into the tactical world, how to set up your gear, what kind of gear do you need, what kind of gear do you want, things to look for, things to avoid, feel free to give me a listen. And folks, just bear in mind, I am a poor channel, hate to admit it. I have no sponsors, I do not take donations. Again, I am just getting into the instructing world, so I'm probably going to be promoting my business at some point soon. But folks, I am not here for money. I am not here to make a fortune on the internet, although I wouldn't mind if it happened. I have no sponsors. But, yeah, if you wanted to, you could just go and You leave a little something in the comment section if you want. I'm just here to give good training to good people for good reasons who want to defend their homes, who want to defend their families, who want to defend their communities. Because in these dark times, folks, it has been proven, and it has been acknowledged by the Supreme Court of the United States, the highest court in the land, that organizations like the police have no legal obligation to defend you. The Supreme Court said this: the police have no legal obligation to support or defend the citizenry. We saw this in 2020 when police forces were told to stand down while cities burned. We've seen this time and time again. We're seeing it right now, even over in Ukraine, where when the wolves come knocking at the door, it's not the government, it's not the military that swoops in to save the day. Although, props to the Ukrainians. They are doing an awesome job. Rock on, folks. And I mean, y'all are awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. I hope you knock the Ruskies back. But again, I digress. The point I'm trying to make on that front is, what were the Ukrainians doing before the Russians hit? They were training the populace. They were handing out weapons. They were handing out gear. Because they knew that in a moment when the government might fail, or when the government is inadequate, the people are the ones who are standing there at the door to greet their enemies, to greet their foes, to greet the wolves coming to slaughter the sheep. Because there aren't always enough good guys, so you have to go out and ask for more. So folks, in closing, if you like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you don't, leave a comment down below, tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell me what I could do better. If you have a request for a video, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Say, hey Powler, I don't know how to do this. How do I do this? Hey Powler, what kind of pouch do I want? Hey Powler, what's up with the stupid name? I've heard of the Ozark Howler, but what's the Ozark Powler? I don't know. Maybe I'll make a video about that later. But anyway, folks, I got nothing else for you. So ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, stay frosty, my friends.